け翼
Hi guys, give me 1 second. I need to share screen with Kozo.
Hey guys, strong echo.
Sorry?
Hello?
Yes, you sound a bit soft. Just a bit.
You have echo going on,
Oh,
like you're saying everything twice.
let me fix that. Okay, should be fine now.
Yes, it's good.
Let me finish this game first. I was in the middle of clearing my daily missions. I think the game sound is a bit too loud.
Okay,
It's a bit too loud, right?
seems okay to me leh.
Okay, then maybe it's just me. Because I do feel that it's a bit loud. Oh yes, it's actually not that loud, just that. So noisy because of all the... I'm using a headset, so it's very loud. For me, it's very loud. Anyways, Tintin is saying that prediction magic is off. We got a new Xiao. I thought what did we guess? I don't even remember what we predicted.
There was some guessing Robson and some guessing Rival, right?
Oh,
Especially
Rival.
with
Yeah,
Rival.
I think it's, most of people say it's Rival. Yes. Now I remember. Okay. Just give me a... How do I... Okay. Now I can hear myself. Okay, let's stick to our plan. So we are going to talk about the banners. And before we talk about banners, of course, there's a very interesting Hyuga.
Hold on,
Sorry.
you haven't shared your screen with me yet.
Oh, God. Of course. Here we go. Share screen. There.
Yes, thank you.
Finally, you must be saying. Okay, anyways. Let's take a look at all the banners. So the first banner that we are going to look at is the Mini Dream Fest. So this one is a step up, right? I think it's a step up. Yeah, 3 steps and 1 guaranteed SSR. That means you spend like 120 TBs for a guaranteed SSR, right?
The final step is a 50% chance of... Yeah. Step 4, 50% chance of pickup SSR.
Oh, so you have
It's only 50%.
I see. Okay. So anyways, I wanted to take a look at Hyuga. Hyuga is interesting. Hi Davin. Hi everyone. Let's greet everyone with us. Natureza, hi. Hello.
Welcome to our stream.
Hi Hyuga 84. Hi Delta. When Schneider and Levin come out, then build him as an attacker. Oh, I think Mario is talking about Xiao. Okay, anyways, let's get back to talk. Let's get back into our topic of talking about this Hyuga. So, this Hyuga is actually relevant, you know. In my opinion, he is actually relevant.
He is very strong, actually.
Yes, all his combination shots, right, can hit near to 90k. So, but unfortunately, there is no Jito right now. There is no relevant Jito. So you can only use his overhead kick, the one with Tsubasa, and the other one is
Golden 23. There's a Golden 23 Jito that some guys in PvP are using.
oh, the Jito. Very, I don't get to see him at all actually. But is it worth it just to put a Jito for Hyuga? How do you feel? What do you think? Sorry.
That Jito is not that weak, right? If you compare him to Hayato, I think they're about the same level to me.
But that what does anyways, we are here. We will look at the Jito. I have no idea what are the bonds for the Jito. This one, right?
Yep.
Oh, but it's quite specific, right? One of the bonds requires, one of his bonds requires Golden 23 players, three or more. So you lose some, you gain some, just for the sake of Hyuga. I mean, it's still possible to play, but then, if I were to play Hyuga, right, I will most likely forgo his Descending Raiju. So I was talking about his combination shot with this Tsubasa. This is the actually all the combination shots that he have access to are all 490. So it goes up to like after his 15% bonus, right? He gets this becomes like 562 or 63. I vaguely remember. Hi, what's up, Sako?
Hey, Sako.
So all his shots is around 90k, and they actually made a mistake, you know, for him. They initially, his link. So yeah, now it's different. It only requires 5. When he was first released, they stated that his link actually needs 6 players. So I'm not sure if you guys know. For bonds and links, right, the calculation of the number of players is different. Like for example, if I would say that my bond requires six Japanese players, right, I will only need 6 Japanese players in the entire team, including the character itself. But when it comes to nationality link, right, when it says that it needs 6 Japanese players, right, that means you need 7 Japanese players on your team, because this link doesn't include Hyuga himself. So I only learned this like when this G23 Misaki, you still remember that Misaki? The skill type. Okay, you're rather soft, so I think you need to speak in sentence. Yes,
I remember the G23 Misaki.
Yes, yes, that's precisely what you need to do, so that you don't break in between. I'm not kidding.
Okay, sure, I'll do that.
Or maybe
Stop.
drag your syllabus slightly longer, so that
Okay.
So you remember that Golden 23 Misaki requires 8 Japanese players, right?
Yes, I do.
And during that time, right, the team skill requires 8 Japanese players, right?
Right.
So most of us will mix 3 of the non-Japanese into the team. So without knowing, right, we are not using Misaki at his full potential. Until we did some testing, then so when they talk about national link 8, right, you actually need 9, because they don't consider Misaki as one of them. So to me, right, this is a big change, because most of the teams that we see right now, majority are non-Japanese. So having that additional 1 more Japanese on your team, right, it can mean make or break. Is that how you say it?
Yes, that's correct.
So now with that change, right, he is actually more flexible, easier for you to fit into your teams. You only need 6 Japanese, including himself. So I understand you have some experience with this Hyuga on PvP. Can you just briefly describe how terrifying he is?
I have played a game against him. So far, I've only met him once. But in that game, right, with his with the combination shot with Tsubasa, he managed to blow away Gentile's first new star block, as well as his second new star block, which is not surprising anymore.
I see. That is actually quite impressive. So Nido Rider from Twitch saying that probably is coming. Probably a new Jito is coming for J League.
Well, yes, that might be. He might be coming, but then we won't know if he's a good fit as well.
Right. Thank you, Davin, for actually you have been a member for a long time already. But I'm not sure why the alerts are not working. Maybe Streamlabs have some issues again. So anyways, thank you for becoming a member once again. So Saka, where's our ASMR DJ? He's not joining us today for some reason. Anyways, so that is Hyuga. So let's go back to the banner. So do you think that this banner is worth pulling?
For me personally, no, because I don't even have a copy of the Rising Sun Hyuga or the combination shot.
Right. So actually, on top of that, right, you still need to have the 1-2 S12 from the limited Hyuga to actually to like he will improve, his value will improve if you have those skills. So if you don't have, I'm not so sure, right? Hi, Kozo.
Yes, but I do feel he is playable as long as he has a ground, like the ground shot combination and maybe the high ball combination. Because anyway, most strikers needs to be fed nowadays. So yeah, with the 1-2 is an added bonus, but without, I still think it's playable.
Okay. So
But then the other two featured on this banner are pretty useless for me personally as well. So yeah, and at the last step, it's a 50% chance of one of these three. So not really that easy to get Hyuga.
Right, and you have 50% to get one of the three. And honestly, I don't think Santana and Tsubasa is relevant right now. So you're actually spending like how many DBs? 170 DBs to try for Hyuga, and that's a 50% chance. And out of the 50% chance, you need to divide by 3 somewhere. Right, so personally, I didn't go for it as well because I already have one copy of Hyuga. Oh? How come the alert got no sound? Do you hear the sound for the alert?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. Because I don't.
Do you have a spare copy of the Rising Sun Hyuga?
I have 3 copies actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, actually I can I can construct the Hyuga. But honestly, I think that he needs a bit of boundary break. We did some calculations for his utility skills like his passing, his dribbling, his tackling, and even his S interception. Everything is above 50k. So 50k range is not great but decent. So if you guess correctly against defenders or those defensive midfielders that are weaker on offensive aspects, right, he can actually win the ball. So in that sense, right, he is actually quite useful in my opinion.
I think it's nice. It's nice to boundary break him, but then also not compulsory.
Yes,
It's not like if you don't, you can't. It's lacking in any. It's be lacking or anything.
Right. And on top of that, right, do you think that he will last a very long time? To be honest, all of the previous characters, especially Dreamfest characters that gotten hidden abilities, there's only one player that really lasts, just because of Genzo. That's Magus. And if you realize, right, the rest of the players, they don't last for like more than 1 month. Do you agree?
I feel that this Hyuga has like it's probably on the around the same level as Magus for durability. Because his link and all that, I mean, it's just Japanese links, and then in this game, no matter how you play, right, eventually you will, like, as the meta shifts and all that, Japanese will always meta one of the. So yeah, and then his combination shot is with most of them are with Tsubasa, which also seems to be quite relevant most of the time as well.
Right. So King was mentioning that other players that got hidden abilities are still good, like Misugi, and Tintin is mentioning about DS. I mean that they are not bad, just that they phase out very quickly. As in, there will be a better player for you to use instead of them, if you get what I mean. Like for example, Tsubasa is actually quite good, but after the release of the Super Dreamfest Tsubasa, who will use this Tsubasa? Honestly, unless you don't have the Mr. Chancemaker. If you got Mr. Chancemaker, you definitely you won't use this Tsubasa for sure, right?
Yeah, the problem with all other Tsubasas right now.
Right, they don't stand a chance just because of Chancemaker. Chancemaker is just too good to use, just too broken, man. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so what do you think about this banner? This banner is a bit
This banner is probably for collectors.
I still feel that
Brazil fans.
right, but I think that there's two players that is still arguably okay. One is Natureza if you are building a debuff team. I think he's still okay. Okay only, not fantastic. But he can still score, you know. Don't underestimate him. His flying shots are still good. Okay, and the other players,
GK killer, right?
yes, GK and defender killer. So he is quite good if you load him up with all the skills. Actually, in fact, he is one of the better Rising Sun players that I feel that can be relevant. But again, he only got 1% bond. But nowadays, bond is nothing. Debuff is more important. Debuff and shields are more important than bonds. So if you are still lingering and trying to hit the maximum bond without having sufficient shield, then that's the wrong way to play in the current meta. So anyways, Radunga, I also feel that Radunga is still quite useful. Even if you do not need him, you might need his Fierce Warrior Attacker. So this tackle is limited, right? Not too sure.
This tackle is also available on another Brazil limited Radunga, I think.
Okay. So there is two Radunga, but they are kind of both all limited. So okay, so as for your opinion, they are all novelty, right? Actually, the two players that I feel that are novelty are Leo and Pepe. They are the novelty players here. Right, they just fit into your team for the fun of it. Then maybe 1 or 2 weeks you will remove them totally from the team.
It's very hard to find spots for them.
Right. Alright, so I wouldn't pull. I wouldn't even try 1DB. How about you?
Yeah, I'm not pulling as well. I already have Natureza, Rival, and Radunga from this 5. So
yeah, and actually Rival. Talking about Rival might be useful if you are playing a toughness type non-Japanese team that features.
Yes, when I'm experimenting with team building, whenever I'm building the toughness type non-Japanese, right, he always fits in quite well because of this hidden buffing Santana and Natureza.
Plus 2%, and he also completes with him in the picture with the other two around. He can use his NSR, and this fella's NSR is actually quite strong.
Plus, he has a 25% terminal killer.
Sorry, it's NRS.
What do you say?
NSR.
Okay.
Yep. So again, if you already have all that 3 players, anyways, I don't recommend you guys pulling any of these players because anniversary, as Kozo say, anniversary is in the corner, around the corner. So don't waste your resources on older players. Okay, these players and you give them another 2-3 months, they are 1 year old already. So the next one, Roberto Hongo. Okay, upfront I'll tell you how I feel first. So I think that if you don't have Roberto Hongo, right, and you are a competitive player, and on top of that you don't have Matsuyama, the Rising Sun Matsuyama, I feel that this Roberto Hongo is more or less a must, just because of his 5% shield. And on top of that, he gives a 3% debuff, and he is not totally useless. He is actually quite a decent secondary scorer. That means you can't depend on him to score, but if you need a secondary scorer, another option on top of your main scorer, like maybe you're playing Hino, you're playing Natureza as your main striker, Santana as a main striker, then he can be your secondary striker. You get what I mean?
Yep.
So for me, if you don't have him, he is more or less someone you need in your team if you are playing PvP actively. Okay. So what do you feel about this banner?
Yes, I think he is important as well. He is like the non-Japanese version of Masayama. If you are building a Japanese team, right, more or less fitting Masayama into your team is gonna be very beneficial. Because as players that comes with a nice amount of bonds, debuff and shield, it's quite rare. So for Japanese teams, having Masayama, and then for non-Japanese teams, having Roberto is always a bonus.
Okay, before moving on to comparing whether Matsuyama or Roberto is better, right? Roberto actually got this flying drive pass S version from the old Roberto. So if you are new to the game, right, I don't think you can get it, right?
That pass is currently on the event, right?
Oh, the current event they are giving it.
Yeah, you can, if you are ranked high enough, right, you can get. It's the Roberto with the full power, right? Full power Roberto, right?
Yes.
Yes. He's in the. If you are ranked high enough, you will get.
Yes. So for me, that pass is quite important on Roberto. So on top of being your secondary scorer, he can, double as your enabler. Although he is not
Naturator is saying he's in the medal shop.
It's in the it's in the medal
Is it?
shop. Then that will be great then. Yeah. It seems like so.
know that.
Delta is also saying that his S pass is in the medal shop. So the viewers must be correct.
Cool.
Good, very good. Thank you guys.
Hey, did any one of you manage to get the SSR ticket from the medal shop?
Not me.
I heard they refreshed it. In the notification, right? They refreshed it.
Right. I have not gotten any SSR tickets.
You even check? I don't think you even check.
I do.
Regular.
Regular, I don't. I check once a day. I don't like every 3 hours go in and check. No. So King said he got. King, you mean you got an SSR ticket from the medal shop?
I think he meant the pass.
Oh, okay. So before we deviate to the shop, right? So I was trying to talk about the comparison between Matsuyama and Roberto. So if I were to choose, right, I think I would take Matsuyama more than Roberto at any time. Just because that Matsuyama doesn't he plays an important role, and for his role, right, he can do his job very well. As in his defensive capabilities are quite high. On top of that, he's got this 50%. I have no idea why only 50%, but 50% auto interception. So for Roberto, right, he is less likely to score against most of the meta goalkeepers. But occasionally, I think he still can score, just because of his color advantage against this Genzo. So probably second or third save, so he might be able to score. So that's the reason why I prefer Matsuyama, because of his role and how well he can do in his role, if that makes any sense.
I do feel that Matsuyama is kind of dropping off also. Like defensively, there's quite a few players that he can't manage to tackle or intercept, even when guessing right.
So you feel that?
But then, of course, if you are comparing him to Roberto suffer more from power creep, because most power creep are on the attackers and the goalkeepers. Whereas more attackers and goalkeepers, better ones comes out. But then he's quite efficient in a half team lah. He fits in quite well as well.
Okay, so at the end, who do you prefer the most?
I personally would prefer Matsuyama as well, because as a DM AM position, right, it's always easier to fit in a defensive player that is not as strong. if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Like for an attacker, if it's not strong enough, very hard to play them, because there are always much better options.
Right. So anyways, the rest. Oh, sorry guys, we didn't do a video for this. I think we talked about them last week, right?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Just me getting lazy. Not really lah, because I'm rather busy. Because this week, because I'm having alternate weeks at work. That means one week I can work from home. The other week I need to go to the office. So previous week was the week that I need to go to office, and I was really busy. Then so sorry, I can't find the time to do this banner. So okay, anyways, with that out of the way, we covered all the banners, and let's check out the medal shop. We're talking about this one.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Wait,
Is that-
what?
Oh,
No, I don't think so. I don't think what you think is what I think is thing. I'll just purchase this.
Oh, you haven't exchanged the celebration medals, is it?
Celebration medals. I exchanged already. Nope. So are you saying something? Because I'm hearing some of your very faint voice at the background.
No, I was just talking to myself.
Oh, okay. So this they say that you can get a flying drive shot from here. So anyways, I'm not getting it from here. So
I
alright.
mean that refreshes every 3 hours.
Yep. Hi Dimas. So we are going to look at two teams today. So we are not going to use the Ike Clinic alert anymore. So if you guys need us to look at your team, we will randomly pick. How about that?
Priority to newcomers?
Yeah. They want me to open 10 tickets, but why should I open? Guess why? What's the occasion? Why I need to open 10 tickets?
Oh, 62, come
I'm
on.
trying to collect 100. Opening 10 now will put
Delay
a dent.
you by
Yeah.
another 2 months.
I'm trying to come out to 100 tickets. It will put a dent in my plan.
2, how about 2? So that is a round number.
Actually, opening 2 is quite painful because I really trying to get the 100 and maybe go
Okay,
through all the 100
sure.
tickets with you guys. So it is going to happen sooner or later. Just that not today. I'm not a nuts. I'm not a collector. I'm not an SSR collector. I'm just trying to do a video that opens 100 SSR tickets. So anyone is can you look at my team, Kozo, please go away. Kozo must be kidding. So if any one of you want us to look at your team, we will look at your team. I mean, everyone in the chat will also look at your team and help to improve your team. Not only us. Kozo included, of course. Alright. Open the SR tickets. That one I can do. That one I have no attachment. Alright. Here we go. 2 birds. Oh, this Misaki. Half chance. Kozo is having a 33% debuff team. I don't think he needs any help. So we'll do until we have 100 tickets left, okay? Honestly, I don't think we can get anything here. Even if we get something here, we won't need the something that we got.
It seems like you have been clearing your inventory.
Yes, I spend quite a bit of time, and I spend more time clearing my inventory more than I spend time playing the game. I'm not even kidding. So I hope that is something that they can improve on. Or oh my god, this is so painful, man, this kind of tickets. Alright, so this is the last one. This Misaki appears so many times. And this one is also an SSR. So out of 40 tickets, we got 2 SSRs.
Bad.
Not bad. This is the first card. And of course, we get Pepe. Everyone is a Pepe, right? After you have 5 Pepe, you need a 6 Pepe, the same exact version. Yeah, everyone needs Pepe. Alright, so if there's no one asking for help as in the team,
最高の気分だ。
we will proceed to PvP. Actually, we still have a lot of time. Today is only like 10, now it's only like 10. We have been streaming like for half an hour.
I'm gonna talk a bit about Xiao.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I forgot about that. They actually announced, right? Somewhere around here, right? They did, right? Can we see show from anywhere?
I think so.
Maybe from here. No. 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 So I have to go and look for the there is this video. Let me see if anyone shared on Discord. I think someone did share, right? Where is it? So how you feel about show?
I'm not really a fan, to be honest, at the moment. Because all his skills needs multiple players. That's very restrictive.
Yeah. Let me share the image. How do we do that? Save image, of course. Then we can share the image so everyone can take a look. So, but the property belongs to KLab. We are just using the image so that you guys can have some sort of visual. All right. So, I hope we don't get copyright strike. Just because of that. I really hope so. All right. Add new source. Do you think we get copyright strike for that? For using their images? I hope not, right?
Not familiar with copyright stuff.
Okay, anyways. What?
Then a lot of YouTubers have been showing this, even on their screenshot thumbnails.
Okay. So this is show. Let me adjust.
So, I like the art though.
The art is nice. All the new Dreamfest art is really nice. I can't fit. Yeah, that will do. That will do. Okay, that will do. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time moving the picture here and there. Okay, anyways. So this is a very defensive show, in my opinion. I'll just call him Xiao lah. Okay, very defensive one, because you know why? I have no idea, because his stamina is not indicated here. So although he have, let's talk about his hidden ability first. So his bond is only 2%. Most of the Dreamfest characters, the generation 3, that means Genzo, and even Genzo got 2.5, right?
But then a lot of the characters that comes with good shield, they usually have lower bonds, except for Masayama and
Roberto. So okay, so you immediately touch on the most important part of this show. Xiao. His 5% reduction to stats handicap. That is crucial. But what do you think about the dribble range enhanced ×5?
for him, because he can only play as a DM, with the dribble range ×5, he will match up defenders outside the box usually. Right? So that might not be so good because you might have a hard time getting past defenders.
Okay, from experience, right? If he dribbles after midfield, right, he will match up with a defender outside the box. If he dribbles within his own area, right, he will barely reach the final third. Okay, that is not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is Xiao only got as what do you call that? Speed dribble, which horrible dribble. So even if they give them this dribble range enhanced, right, it is quite useless. Unless he's matching up against a forward. And if he's going to match up against a forward, just because of his forward and GK killer, okay? So guys, if you have not noticed, his passive is forward and GK killer. To get the additional 20% stats against forward. That also means that most likely he will be dribbling from his own half. So anyways, without a proper dribble, I don't think this hidden ability is redundant to him. It's not relevant. So moving on, right, he also have this 1-2 range enhance. So the current 1-2 that he have is swift passing, which involves Levin and Schneider, right?
Yes.
So with them, I don't see Levin and Schneider very often nowadays. In fact, I don't see any of them. Do you see any of them?
No, I don't.
Okay, so with that out of the way, right? So for sure, right, his main 2 weapons to advance, right, is already not relevant unless you are really a big fan of Xiao and you want to make sure that you have him in your team for just to attack. Then you will try to squeeze Levin and Schneider in. Yes.
Do you think his Insight Master 20% is good enough to make speed dribble relevant?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Street dribble is horrible. It's 300. I think it's 350 if I'm not wrong. A regular, even a higher tier, those generic dribble like high speed dribble, they are all 400 plus.
Right.
And his pass, the other pass that he has is actually as precise pass. Also another redundant S skill that I would, even if 20% is included, I don't think it would be relevant. But for his defensive aspect, is a very big difference, you know.
Maybe they will give him a slightly better generic shot.
Maybe. If that happens, then dribble range enhance will become a thing. Somewhat become a thing. But again, once you advance and you, let's say you move into the third, the final third, and you match up with the defender, honestly, I don't think Show has a very good chance. But his stats are very high, so we need to see what is the stats allocation for all his stats. So his stamina, I think, will be around 1,001 to between 1,001 and 1,002. So what I'm trying to say, if you use him to attack, right, he won't be able to defend. He won't have all the stamina required. So if you want to use him to, if you want to use him to defend, right, he won't be able to attack because he won't have the stamina for that. So you have to choose. But if you choose him as a defensive midfielder, right, then you don't have to worry about Schneider. You don't have to worry about Levin. You just use him as a solid defender, a defensive midfielder that can actually do 3 things at quite a high level. Because let's take a look at his defense. His defensive total defensive stat is 23k, so he will be quite strong. And let's not forget that he has 20% against forwards and 20% more for the inside master. So I'm actually thinking that he can do well in both 3 areas: tackle, block, and intercept. Especially against forward.
Okay, as a defensive player, if you focus on him being a defensive player, are there much better defensive players out there?
With 5% shield, not really. And those that are with 5% shield, that we will fall back to Matsuyama, but I don't think Matsuyama is anywhere close because of the stats. Yeah, you have to track your syllabus. So that
I think House as a DM is better, right? If you can manage to enable his debuff and bonds.
Right. But
then Kaos is very dependent on guessing right.
Right. And actually Kaos stats are won't be as high as Show though. Xiao. Dang. I keep on saying Show. But okay, so anyways, moving on. I think Xiao will be a very important piece in the future when better Bayern Munich, better Munich Levin or this not Schneider appears. So Dragon Raw can be a thing. But at the moment, I don't think it's going to happen.
What if they're the next Dreamfest after this?
Wow. Then I think
Double Dreamfest.
during anniversary maybe, but not now, not the next week, next month I mean. Because if you notice, right, all this since the anniversary until now, right, who are the Japanese Dreamfest players that we got? Nobody. None, right? Zero. So for some reason, right, last time when we played the game is focused more on Japanese players. So everyone's team will like have mostly Japanese players. But it seems like now we are deviating from that, and most of the teams have non-Japanese players, right?
Yep.
Hi, Wai.
Correct. Hey, Wei. I'm not Kuzu though.
He's actually Yozu. Yes, Yozu. So King is also
Tintin was saying Tintin was saying we have 5K subscribers. Yay!
we did.
そうか。
Yes.
お前やっぱり俺のことが好きだったんだな。
Thanks, Galang.
So Johannes is saying that we are saying that we need a Dreamfest Morisaki. I think that will happen lah, but not so soon. Maybe in 2050, somewhere around in that.
Yeah, the Dream
ballpark.
Collection Morisaki is getting hidden ability.
That would be nice, but once again, older players getting hidden ability won't last very long, except for Magus. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Because there's always a better player to replace them. Anyways,
I have high hopes for Radunga though.
Sho doesn't have Dragon Raw. He only got Dragon Lightning. Yes, we know. I know. I mean, relevant Dragon Raw relevant for Schneider. Other versions of better Schneider that might come out in the future, and Levin.
Ooh, everyone's calling me Kusu now.
Kuzu. Yes, just now was King mentioned that Xiao actually have a big tackle stats that can bully. Are the stats being released already?
Oh, I don't think so.
So how do King knows that he has a big tackle stat? If I don't think Xiao is this version of Xiao has any stats that can bully. So if you notice, right, most of the players, right, we get from Dreamfest, they are actually quite well balanced. So if he's going to bully with his tackle, that means his other two aspects will be slightly weaker, and his block needs a lot of help because his block is only 450. Okay, anyways, so until this point, no one wants us to look at his team, right? So we can take away this. All right. That's a big if. Johannes say that's a big if. Yes, because I don't think the stats are released yet, so no one knows. So I'm guessing he should be well balanced. In my opinion, I'm guessing that he more or less he should be well balanced. Yes. And one good telltale of whether a player will have stats that can bully, right, is whether he have Insight Master. Most of the players, I'm not saying all, most of the players that can bully, right, won't have Insight Master. Sure, we'll look at Davin's team. Am I right to say that Am I right to make that assumption? That players that can bully will less likely to have Insight Master?
Yes, that's very valid statement.
Okay, Saka is saying that he should have forward at AM Killer. No, I think the design is the design is fine. Like for example, forward and GK Killer, right? The way they design him in such a way is so that you can choose whether to attack or to defend, which is staying true to the manga, which is great, right? So if they are going to give him forward and AM Killer, right? That means most likely he won't be a relevant shooter anymore. But in the manga, right, he's actually a very strong shooter, right?
Yes, that is true.
Right. So okay, this is Davin's team. So this is the deck 1, I guess. You're asking us to look at this team, right, Davin? So
It's any deck.
Any deck. So we will find
Let's
a
go
deck.
for deck 4.
Deck 4, okay.
Deck
Sure.
4.
Sure. Deck 4. Deck 4 is not a relevant deck.
Okay, change.
I think deck 1. Deck 1 is very meta. I think this is his actual team, but straight up, there's no shield except for your Radunga and Hino. The rest are naked, right? They are naked, which is bad. So he got 28% bond, and the only thing that he cannot achieve is the 6 or more Japanese players. Okay, fair enough.
In PvP, in Superstar PvP, right, most shots that is in the box that reaches your goalkeeper will likely be a goal if it's a debuff with no shields.
Yes, and the debuffs that we are talking about is like at least 15 to 20%. At least I'm talking about the bare minimum. Every
20
time.
plus, mostly 20 plus.
Sure.
I've met them so often that Napoleon's first shot goes through my New Star block and my Enzo's. Really hard to play against.
Right, and do you think I want to you don't really need this Shasta actually. Actually, if you can pass the ball using Tsubasa to Marcus, right, I don't think anyone can stop him. The additional 5% is quite a lot, unless you are having a bad angle. The thing I noticed about having a 2-top formation, sometimes, most of the time, especially if you are a post player, right, you will not have a direct shot unless you bring the ball down, you bring the ball forward, and you tap to yourself again. So if you are playing post player kind of formation, right, actually I would recommend a 3-top with your target man right in the middle.
I prefer one top.
As long as your
3-2-4-1.
As long as your forward is in the dead center, right? We can always say that we can use Chance Maker to shift his position, but trust me, there's a big difference. There's a big difference.
Yes, it is. For two strikers, they tend to always be just a bit too wide to shift, and then even if you manage to shift them centrally, they will probably you won't be in an ideal position to get the ball open.
Right. So that is what I noticed. So sometimes I switch. If I want to play, I switch to 3-top. If I want my target man to be in the middle, and with Chance Maker, right, if your forward is right in the middle, right, you can actually move him further in, like point blank. Easier to move him to point blank rather than you play a 2-top kind of formation. So that's my advice for you. Since you definitely have the flexibility to move around your players. Anyways, Shasta is never a good DM unless you are saying that this is, and your formation is something that you should work on as well. European players are not bad, but so the whole team is European club. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3. This one don't matter at all. 4. There's only
and Genzo.
Genzo don't get the buff, right? Oh, physical.
Wait,
I thought it's
physical.
attack. So only 5 players. I would think.
I
that,
think is.
Yeah,
sorry.
you go ahead.
I mean, okay. If you're playing this team, then your only hope of scoring against debuff teams is actually Hino, right?
Right.
But then the formation doesn't buff him, which will probably mean his first shot is much less likely to score. Then you probably struggle a lot against a debuff team already. Like, okay, it is already quite a struggle, but then if your only chance of scoring has trouble scoring, then it's quite gone case already.
Right, but I quite like the number of goalkeepers he has. He has the 2 best goalkeepers. So
Hey, hold on. Devin is saying go to deck 10.
Oh, deck 10. I see.
Deck 10 is his best team, probably. Hey.
Actually, not much of a difference. And let's see.
This formation is probably attack and forward.
No, this club players plus 10%. Actually, I would always go for attack formation, as in the 10%, especially it affects your goal scorers. Because that 10% is way more important than this 10% physical already. Trust me. If you want to break through keepers that normally you won't break through, right? You need that 10%. Trust me.
It is a 2% shield here.
2% and 0%, not much difference. So what I'm trying to say is, Roberto might be something that you want to think about. Not saying that you need to get him, but he's someone that you can think about. He's straight up 5%, and he.
Roberto replace Chester.
Yeah, Chester is not important. Chester is not important here. Like looking at this team, right? Chester is not important here. This one I believe he is there just for the bonds. So if you have a better player, you also better agility type Japanese player also can replace him, which is Matsuyama. I believe that you didn't went for him the last time round. Yeah, I think I don't need to see. I think if he should already use it. Because Tsubasa do not need Misaki. Tsubasa can go with Rival. Okay. Okay. King wants to take a look at deck 10. So this is deck 10. The difference is here, right? Alberto and Grandiose. Oh, this one is also Alberto. I don't remember what Alberto does. Skill block. So he is pretty strong. Three or more Brazilian players. We have 1, 2, 3. Oh, just nice. So this deck 10 also have 3 Brazilian players. So difficult. So this team you cannot use Soga anymore because you have 3 Brazilian players. So any thoughts, any improvements that you can suggest?
I agree with King. Miguel is as a DM, as a single DM is not that. He suggested replacing him with Aoi.
But Aoi
does that
his
mess
bonds,
with the bonds or anything?
Yeah, I think he messes with his bonds. His bond is very specific, I remember.
He has 3.
Exactly 3. 1, 2, 3, yeah. But the only thing that if he has the S tackle and S swift interception, then Miguel is a perfect TM. can attack.
Oh, he's saying, oh, we got no tackle.
But Aoi, oh, interesting. Aoi, don't you even have the event A tackle? Everyone should have the A tackle.
A tackle. A tackle won't do much.
But now what he's having is C, you know. C tackle.
But I mean, if he's gonna make this playable A tackle, then Express no tackle.
I think you have to repeat because you broke up quite a bit.
I think he has a weaker S tackle somewhere, right?
Swift sliding tackle from that middle school one. Wow, that one not worth investing. That one very painful. I'd rather he go and find the A tackle and give him A tackle. And if you take a look at his skills, he is at platinum, so AAT is not so bad. It is definitely not the best, but not so bad. Anyways, even if you have the MS RE, right, you shouldn't invest on that tackle. It's so painful, man. So that is generally what we feel about your team. So you can think about those things that we talk about. And actually, Kino and Margus, right, they all do the same thing. They are actually post players. But Hino has another option. He can bring the ball down and he can go to point blank and shoot. That's the only difference. But if we are using chance maker to pass to Hino, right, and you receive the ball inside the box, and if you don't take the shot, right, you bring the ball down, you waste the 5%.
I think his teams are alright. They need some improvements, but then quite a lot of key pieces are already there.
Yes, and the biggest problem is the lack of shoot. Yes, the lack of shoes. So I think bare minimum. Thank you, Huga84 for
Welcome.
becoming a member. Thank you so much. So
Sometimes since we see this animation.
Yes, it has been quite a long time, but just now Devin just refreshed his membership, so it's supposed to show. Anyways, so work on your debuff. Consider if you want to try your luck with Roberto. Try your luck as in maybe you don't go all the way, you go to step 5 and stop right there. It's bare minimum investment and highest return if you get him. Yep, that's about it. Aoi is a very strong player, so if you can give him an S tackle, which is on the Dreamfest Aoi, that will be tough. There's things that you can improve on. So anyone else? We still have time to look at one more team. Hello?
Anyone else?
If I got fireball press, I'll switch around. Yes, you should. Alright, White, give us your player ID and we'll take a look at your team. Roasting session. Roast. Let's go roast. Roast beef. I like roast beef a lot. Yes! Kozo, of course. You do not need a 15% bond team because your team is 33% debuff. Alright, since Nuts, you like roast beef, let's take a look at your team. I mean, we will run through your team, and if we still have time, we will run through Wyatt's team as well. So, guys. Exactly. Kozo. Exactly, I need help. I don't think you need help. I think we need help from you. Alright. Two seven. Oh. Wrong. 6 9 7 5 2 7. So we are looking at deck 2. So if I didn't remember wrongly, Nuts team is a debuff team. But why don't you ask us to look at your debuff team? Wow. Check it out. Check it out, guys.
Yeah.
Look at this Levin. He's looking down on everyone. See, keep your hands off me. I mean legs. Whichever touch me. Okay, so he wants us to take a look at this deck. So what's so special about this deck? Let's take a look at his bonds. His bonds is 28%. So the buff we have 4%, 5%, 9%. 9% plus 3%, 12% debuff. Am I missing any more debuff? Nope, but I think he's got quite a bit of shield. 3% from here. 3%, that would be 6. And 5, 11%. I think that's alright.
Antana 2.
Oh, this is another 5%.
Antana has 2. This is 5 for Barcelona.
Oh. Oh, then it's quite decent. I think this team is quite decent. Although it's 28% bond, but the debuff is there's a good mix of debuff and shield, which is very meta right now.
I think it's a strong team with good bonds, shields,
Right,
and
but
debuff. Yeah.
but the thing is, why are you? Is it necessary to play Overus? I don't think so, right?
Skill type non-Japanese team, is it?
Let me check.
Okay. Yeah, it is a skill type.
Then why don't you play? Why don't you play?
More debuff.
Yeah, Ramirez for the 5% debuff. He only needs 3 toughness type player, which you have. You have 4 in fact. So Ramirez will be a better fit, right? If you want to build on a debuff team, you have to stack your debuff as much as you can. If not, it defeats the purpose. Because if you can easily come up with a 10%,
Overus.
he does nothing, right?
I mean, Overus doesn't. He has so many gold threats, and Overus also cannot contribute defense. Actually, so it might be better to tuck in Ramirez for sure.
He say he's there for the bonds. With 3 or more Catalunya players. This bond.
What bonds?
But you already have more
also
than 3,
debuff.
right? This is Catalunya, this is Catalunya. Oh, this is not Catalunya. These 2 are not considered Catalunya.
Really?
I don't know. Wait, these are considered Catalunya players, right? Are they?
Click and hold. Click and hold on them.
They are, right? Catalonia, right? So I don't think he need overrules for these bonds, right? No, I don't think so. Because this is 1, 2, 3. He got so many. So anyways, not say that is switchable. Buff for all Baka boys. But honestly, if you give him additional buff, he also won't do anything. Trust me. If I were you, I give another 5% debuff. More important, even if you don't want debuff, I'll put. You have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, actually, he's switchable as well. So
Actually, yeah. He doesn't even need to put in a skill type on Japanese.
right. Anyways, you can even consider about more shields, like putting on Grandiose. It's a better choice. Trust me. Overus does nothing. He does nothing.
Even Reval activate Tsubasa's skills.
Yes, activate Tsubasa skills and easy 3%. Probably will be a better move. Let's check his formation is good. I like this formation. This formation is one of the best formation. Okay, other than that, I have nothing to nitpick on. So what do you guys think? Any guys from the chat? So Snux from Twitch wants us to check his deck. Sure, we can take a quick look. We will take a look at yours and White's. Where's White? Did White share? Okay, White share his number already. Alright, let's take a look at White's deck. Three, 6, 1, 8, 9. Let's go. I think Saka is pretty stressful about coming into a stream again because he's afraid that we ask him to play the PvP game at the end of the stream again. So that's why he's not coming in. I'm just kidding.
Bon Huigo.
So after this, we'll take a look at Shark's team. Okay, White. So I assume that you are asking us to take a look at your Team 1. But Team 1 looks kind of weird though. It's like full of novelty players. So I doubt that is the team that you want us to look at, right? This looks more like a team though. So which deck? Deck 6. Right. Let's take a look at deck 6. Wow, this is a very strong team. 5% bond here. Is once again it's got a bit of everything, but not as extreme as I mean the amount of debuff that you have here is 3%, right? 3% plus the 5%, so you got 8% debuff. Does it provide debuff? I can't remember. Oh, sorry.
Can I see the formation buff?
European club players. So,
Many players not benefiting.
Yes, I agree. Physicals are. So once again, always go for attack formation. Very important. Genzo doesn't have the bond. Then why don't you use Xeno? Xeno you will activate every single of Xeno's bonds, right? So you can practically improve your team bonds by, that is 3%, right? Xeno is a very few player goalkeeper that give 3%. So I would replace Genzo with Xeno. Honestly, everyone says that Xeno is bad, Xeno is useless, but in my opinion, I think Xeno is better than Genzo. He is more consistent and he is not reliant on the full body stand. Sometimes when I use Genzo, right, in the second half, I need to substitute out, sub him out for Espadas really, which is, it happens too often already, especially when the opponent starts with the ball. So, any thoughts?
He's saying he's using this for league.
He's using this for league.
For league, I will also go for attacking formation.
No. Yes. I think he's using it for a defensive purpose.
Oh.
So even if I use defensive purpose, I'll still go for attack.
Oh really?
Yes.
No. For defense, I use a very defensive team.
Yes, if you are using a Christmas tree formation, then you use a 10% physical, then it makes sense, right? If you are using 3-2, right, and you are only relying on one Gentile, right, I think it's quite difficult to defend.
And Zenzo.
Yeah, so two that are dependent on full body stand. I'm currently using 3-2 for my league as well, but I think I'm using some formation. I can't remember. Maybe I'm using the exact same one. I have no idea.
I'm actually using this for my defense team in League also.
I can't remember what's the Christmas tree formation. What does it provide?
3322 is it? That's a Japanese.
お前やっぱり
4-3-2
俺のことが好きだったんだな。
I think it's a 4-3-2-1.
Are you playing 4-3-2-1?
No. I mean for Christmas tree formation.
There's a 3-3-2-2 that is quite used very often in this team.
Okay. Anyways, I think the key of club versus cup or league games, right? These two, right, needs to have auto intercept. These two players here.
Yep.
So if these two players don't have auto interception, right, you are actually playing at a disadvantage, especially when your opponent have two auto interceptors in this area. Their DMs are auto interceptors. You need to have. If not, you will play ping pong. If you don't have, you won't play ping pong because every time you pass, you will just get the ball and you will pass to his striker, and your goalkeeper will suffer.
Defenders will be drained very fast also.
Right. So if you have two interceptors here at this location, then at least you can play ping pong. You get what I mean? So
he's asking what does he need for this?
So if you are using for league, right, look for two interceptors. That is my first recommendation. Your formation is fine. Your defensive players are all fine. And since you are not trying to maximize your bonds, right, then playing Genzo is fine. I have nothing against it. So, and your mid player, right, I'm not sure whether he has Mr. Chancemaker or not. If he has, Mr. Chancemaker at this position has scored me a lot of goals in league games. Without Mr. Chancemaker here, is quite difficult to score against Genzo, unless you are playing a team without auto interception. Then most likely you will dominate. So in those auto form, those games that you cannot control, I will recommend to have two auto interceptors, possible these three auto interceptors. In that sense, right? What is your not to reserve? Okay. Yeah, not to reserve is fine. So you have any recommendation if his purpose is for league games? And I think he's a defensive team. So if you want to prevent goals, auto interceptor is the way to go. So anything for you to add?
I think most obvious improvement is chance maker for sure. Even for PvP or for league, he's just too broken really. I mean, the next time he's available, I hope you get him.
Okay, so he is saying that what if he used this team for PvP?
Then I feel the strikers, like too many of his players are not benefiting from it really.
Yeah, then the first thing he should do is to change his formation to a more offensive one. That's for sure. And defensively, you have Gentile, then you are quite sound for a while, at least for one or two attacks. And I think his weakness is against this route is quite dangerous actually. Right. He cannot intercept.
This also
right. So sorry, you're saying?
Yeah, you're right.
So he needs Radunga to come over to cover. And if Radunga cannot come over in time, right, then this side is prone to attack. That's why I think that DS is not a bad player. It's just that when you play him as an AM, right, although you might think that AM is very insignificant when it comes to defending, but in my personal opinion, right, I think the entire team's defending capabilities is important, even for a forward. You know, if your whole team can do all the 5 actions, right, you know how irritating is it going to be for an opponent to play against you, especially when they are relevant. Sorry?
Sometimes I ran out of time looking for people to pass to, and There are too many good defenders around.
Right. So it's important. Don't take that for granted. Sorry, he said he have Dreamfast, Miguel, but I believe you only have one DC Miguel, right? That's why you didn't sacrifice. Where's your Dreamfast? I want to see his skill build. It's not even on the pitch. Anyways, so that's about it. So if you want to use it for attack, honestly, I would. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. So you need him for the team skill, for the bonds as well. If you were to ask me, I think that Schneider's chances of scoring is higher compared to Naturezer's first shot. Have you get scored? Okay, I concede quite a bit from Santana's Full Metal the Full Metal Phantom before. Point blank, right? Genzo cannot save with full stamina. Did that happen to you?
Feels like more like a 50-50 to me.
Yeah, but by right, the figures and the type advantage, right? Actually, Genzo is on top, but just because of the 3 additional blow away, right? He seems to score quite consistently. Maybe it's not a 50-50% for me. Maybe it's like a 30-40. I mean 30 to 40% chance of him scoring at point blank against a full stamina Genzo.
I think for me, from my own personal experience, is like 50-50.
So actually his attacking lineup is fine, is perfect, is okay. Just that he do not have a lot of playmakers. He only have one Raphael that can really play make. And that is the only other thing that I'm not comfortable with. So I think to play PvP, right, you need more than one enabler. Most likely you need 2 or 3. Because if you're going to depend on Raphael, right, then your attacking methods will be too how you say it? Too single, no diversity. Yeah, not diverse. Yes, you're saying? Predictable, yes. So if your opponent during halftime switch is one of his better players to counter your Raphael, then that's the end of like a good interceptor that have auto that has recover 80%, right? Then that's the end of it, because Raphael don't have 1-2. So even if you dribble, you repeatedly match up with the recover 80% player. If you get what I mean. So let's take a look at the last team here. 2, 3, 9, 7, 5, 4, 1, 9, 9. Okay, let's go. So which deck? Oh, he's from Singapore. Wow. I assume it's this deck, right? Okay. I think it's deck 1. Okay. Should I go for... Also, his question is, should he go for the new goalkeeper, Richard? Ricard, right? Not Richard, right? Richard. So, what do you think? I think Selena's is falling off, that's for sure. And if you were to ask me, Richard is a better goalkeeper than Selena's.
Yes, go for him.
But I think the first thing, what does this guy do? I can't remember. Oh, pressure 15%. I see. But pressure is when he wins a matchup, right? So in that sense, right, actually this is better. He is better in the middle. Since none of them is going to auto intercept anyway. 40% chance only. I don't think he can auto intercept chance maker. So if that's the case, right?
Stats down.
Right. So matchup stats down, but once the shot passes him, right, the stats down don't stay, right? It doesn't stay because when the ball reaches the goalkeeper, it's considered another matchup. It's not within the same matchup. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but this
Against club players, right?
Mhm.
Actually up by 30%. Yes, killer.
Yep. And wow, then he will make a perfect pair with Richard, right?
No.
They're
So
all,
against a non-club player, two of them will die.
but to be honest, all of the meta forwards, who can Selena stop?
Santana?
He can stop Santana?
No, lah, probably not.
I don't think so though. Honestly, I don't think so. So if it's the same, then might as well go for Ricard. Ricard still can stand up against some of the club players. But I don't think he will last very long.
It will last you enough to get another
Until
new goalkeeper.
Until anniversary, you mean? And is there any particular reason why he's playing? Oh, because he's playing 5 skill type Japanese players, I see. So that's why he plays. So this guy is actually still quite good. Actually, the
Defensive liability though.
yeah, but the
Very
another
big defensive goal.
the other sad part about him is he doesn't have low ball request, right? So it's a 50-50. And if I were you, I will play Tsubasa at the side. Then maybe second half when his stamina is lower, then you put him right in the middle. The reason is being, I think most of the time, the entire team, you will use Misaki and Tsubasa to pass the ball around. And the rest are not reliable at all. So at the side, it's easier for you to pass. Although the distance is longer, but if you push your line high enough, right, Tsubasa can match up with opponent's defenders. So that is a change I would do. So yours is club players physical plus 10. So once again, if you have an attack formation, please change it. Other than that, I don't think there's anything you can do about. Then let's check whether he has a Misugi or any other skill type Japanese defender. I don't think so. Okay. So anything for you to add?
Nope.
Scoring wise, I think he should be fine because you have this, unless you don't have Stormy Resurrection, and which you don't have. So without Stormy Resurrection, right, this Hyuga is actually not very relevant. The only reason that he is still usable, kind of usable, is just because of his Stormy Resurrection. After you set up from you can set him up using the Chance Maker, Mr. Chance Maker. 5 blow away is crazy, and although his shooting power is around 80, about his total force is around 80-ish K, and Genzo is 99K ish. But that time when I was using him, right, I was shooting slightly just inside the box, around this area, just inside, and in front of Genzo. So it's not exactly point blank, but I still can score with Stormy Resurrection, and he does it quite often. So without Stormy Resurrection, it's a different story. It's a total different story. Other than that, I have nothing to add. So if you can afford, I don't think he can afford, right? Let's check. New Golden Duo. Oh, so actually he can afford. So the other thing is, if you can play Rival in the second half, it will be better because of his super sub 5%. It may seem insignificant for you, but the 5% actually means a lot to Rival. And in return, who can you play? You can probably play this Raphael. He needs 3 club player or 3 or more skill type non-Japanese, which you cannot meet. So just probably Miguel, perhaps 3 Rising Sun players. You have 3 already. You have 4. So, yep, maybe Miguel. But it will be a waste though. So you might have to do some changes. Here. Hi Shimplay, welcome back. Thank you for your membership again. It sounds so weird. So anything for you to add on?
Nope. Oh.
Let's go. So let's proceed. So we will continue to look at teams next week. For now, we will play one friendly game. So do you want to play?
Sure.
Do you have the Napoleon and Pierre team ready to go?
Yes, I can play that. It's not my main team anymore, but I can.
Yeah, I think it's good to showcase how effective Napoleon actually is.
It depends on what kind of teams I meet.
Okay, we'll see. Okay, David is. Sorry, you're saying?
So, room number.
You just type in the chat, lor. So while we wait, Devin is asking, is the duo DC, you mean Haas and Christensen, are they still relevant in this meta? Honestly, in order to build a current meta team, which is a partial debuff and shield team and bonds, the three, it's difficult to fit them in. But are they still relevant if you have no choice? Haas is still a very reliable scorer, and Christensen is his very reliable dynamic duo, you know, I mean psychic. TK, if who's the better replacement for Chancemaker? No one can replace Chancemaker, unfortunately. Sorry, you're ready already, or am I supposed to?
Yes, I type in the room already.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yep. I just saw. So, who do you think can actually replace Chancemaker? No
Me?
one, right? Huh? Yeah, who do you
Nope.
think? No one, right? Just because of the passive is just plain crazy. NBA, bye. See you. Thanks for joining us. Okay, Davin, we will take a look. I have done both too, but I'm not using them at all. Because if you want to oppose player, right, and it's easier to set up, I would rather use Magus. If you have Magus, there's no place for Haas actually. And their bonds are so troublesome. You need to play so many. You have to play at least 4 Golden 23 players. I find it quite a hassle. So I will try my best to commentate to my best, which is close to not commenting at all.
You like Goethe?
Yeah, I think.
Is that your favorite Goethe?
Yeah, my favorite Goethe, yes, of course. I have 7 Goethes, just in case you guys didn't know. 7 limited characters is just.
Ooh, look at that.
What?
Tsubasa.
Oh, anti-debuff team. But that,
Using all the skill types.
right, but that won't stop Napoleon, unfortunately. If you are using this Tsubasa, right, then it's better for you to use the other one. Do you know there's a Tsubasa, a chest Tsubasa that can provide up to 50% shield? Is it 40%? 20% to skill type and 20% to Japanese. You rather you use that Tsubasa rather than this Tsubasa. So you have more flexibility. You can use Japanese players that are not skill type. So tell us your thoughts. Thoughts.
So I am gonna pass to Misaki because I see an easy matchup with Roberto Carolus. And then I'm gonna tap defensive mode like mad now that my players are not offside. But then now they are too far back. So
look for chance maker.
where's chance maker? Wow, so far back.
There's no auto intercept.
Gonna try something dangerous. The golden duo in and then self tap in the box. Hoping it will work.
Do you think you have enough time?
I think so. Hopefully Akai is not that fast. And I'm wrong. I'm wrong. So now I'm in a tight spot because I have low stamina and passing is probably better, but then yeah, we'll just shoot. Because the keeper is... What's his name again? Mueller, yes. Haven't seen him for so long. Forgot his name.
So he went for the shot.
So,
he went for intercept.
I don't think he will score, yeah. Because of bad angle and low stamina.
Right.
Oh, nice.
It's a close save.
No.
It was a
I wish
save.
it fell to my... Okay, so now... I think he will probably not dribble twice, but then let me try. Eagle intercept. I'm hoping the eagle intercept can maybe bully.
Him.
But I...
Oh, it's a silver quick though.
Oh, still cannot bully.
He's got a tight advantage though.
Oh.
Okay. That's the problem of dribbling twice. Oh! Shobu!
Do you think...
Actually, if you have Bueno, you should have gotten the S Swift interception because without Swift interception, it's a bit difficult to play.
Taking it.
Yeah, because Inside Master for Inside Master is king S30 game.
I got full... You got it.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
I
not
thought it's
offside.
offside.
Yeah, it looks offside to me as well.
So here, I am quite confident I can bully him.
This one for sure. Look at the stats difference.
Then I'm also looking at where I can pass to after that. Let's see.
イタリア仕込みのカテナチオディフェンスを見せてやるぜ。行くぜ。サッカーはダンディーじゃ
I
な
mean,
ければな。
as innovative as King is when it comes to team building, right? I think the chess Tsubasa is still better. So he got a lot of flexibility. He can protect his goalkeeper by 20%. Japanese goalkeeper like Genzo, if he have Genzo.
So here, let's see if he can bully. Okay, so he can't.
Yeah, he can't.
フリーだ。臨機応変にな。
He can't.
He probably might not get it even if it's an S swift intercept. Right?
Right.
So
When it comes to S99. Now.
now, let's try something. Dangerous, but let's dribble. think?
Yeah, he only had 50% recover, so I don't think he's going to get back in time. But I think he gets. Oh! Oh my god.
Oh, there. Oh.
Oh,
This is useless.
Pierre versus Pierre.
Do this.
Oh, you still give him butterfly tackle. Interesting.
Useless.
Oh,
It's intercept is too low to matter already.
yep. He's dead. Intercept is dead. Oh,
Did not manage to block. Tackle. So now, even if I win the ball, I have no one to pass to. Armor. Shit, I ran out of time. Talk too much. Ooh, new star block. Oh, this decision was made by the game, by the way. God, thrown away. Wow. You see that? It's a Raiju shot. Not even Stormy.
it's okay lah. RNG happens.
This is sad. Oh, yeah, I'd rather it happen in a friendly game. So, I'll let the computer decide then. Think the computer will save stamina?
Computer was face stamina. Yes.
Oh shit, you went for egg dash. Come on. Okay, you saved it.
It's just Raiju. It's just Raiju shot. It's not even
Raiju
Somi-
shot that blows away. What's his name? Gentile is.
Yeah, because there's 3 checks, still 3 blowaways. But from outside the box, I think you're quite safe.
Yes.
So Kozo's team is 32.5%. How much shield do you have?
You? I have 5, 6,
5,
7,
6,
7.
7%.
Yeah.
Okay.
So usually I would bring off Napoleon and Pierre, but then for science I'll leave them on.
Interesting. So King's reason for not putting the chess Tsubasa is because he doesn't have it. That's why he have no choice but to put this Tsubasa in. Alright, see you Tintin, bye bye. Thanks for joining us. Why
I guess
you falling asleep? I just yawned. When you
Yes, there's not much I can do here, so go with the same team.
Yep.
Then you realize I actually changed a lot.
Okay. So Davin is saying that after the best enabler is Tsubasa, after that is Raphael. So Raphael is good. Still very good. Actually, the other person that you can consider that is very reliable enabler, right, is actually Grandiose.
Okay, so King has moved out. His name? Roberto Hongo.
Carlos.
And that messes up my plans. Because I actually move players. I move players around to based on him.
Okay.
So Napoleon is going to do cannon tackle
Oh, really?
to lose
S-
some stamina.
S5. Yeah, why not, right? Might as well.
That's exactly why the skill is there. Good.
Oh, he
Went all the way back. I'm gonna push up. 9.
squeeze him.
That.
Yeah, that's
4
what I usually
strikers offside.
That's what I usually
Ah,
do. Especially
now he is in trouble.
why? Because one tackle, one intercept. Yes.
Yes. So GG. Give me the ball. Wow, I tackled the ball. Damn it. Now I don't know what to do.
Unexpected.
So, when don't know what to do, pass back to Mr. Snake.
Chance maker.
遠慮なく行くぞ
Maker.
俺は負けん
Oh. It's safe to pass it.
Whoa.
Gonna do a super ambitious long pass to
Yeah,
Napoleon.
I can tell they're going to do that.
自由に羽ばたけ
A very, very long pass though, so
Yep.
Akai
But there's
might,
no.
might take it. Does he have auto intercept?
As long as it doesn't touch the boys. Oh!
Oi!
Wait a minute. 50-50. They still got the ball though. But this is a tussle ball, right? Yeah, it's a tussle. 50-50.
Oh, what does this do? This will just deflect the ball, right? I will not win the ball, right?
Yes. Unless he choose. Oh,
He never won the ball.
then you tussle, right? Yeah.
Oh, nice. Drop to my favorite boy.
Your favorite boy.
これが俺の渾身の力を超えた倍速2回転トルネードシュートだ
He shoots with his right leg, and the ball spins.
よし来い
Oh shit! I got debuff. I forgot. Where did my debuff come from?
これからが本番だ
He's got debuff, but you
Yeah,
got 7%.
matchup. No, I have the
Oh, yeah. The
pressure or something.
あの影
not pressure.
Where was it
The
from?
price of confused fight.
And he scores
Yes.
with color disadvantage
最後まで回り切ろうなん
and
て思うんじゃねえぜ
price of confused fight. And did he have a crit? He had a crit. This Grossi has a notoriously small head. The Daigo. Oh shit, I should have pushed up.
行くぞ
Oh. This Napoleon will always use any skill he has.
Oh, and Napoleon is getting stronger and stronger.
よし来い勝負だ
Oh.
Favorite boy has no defensive skills at all.
Same here. I didn't give him any defensive skills. It's useless to give him any A defensive skills, anyways.
I wouldn't want to waste his stamina also.
よし一気に行くぞ
But if I have like a piece of him to boundary break, I would give him like a S intercept. Just for the
For who?
perception or something.
S intercept for who?
一気に抜けてやる
Who? Hino?
Yes, he know.
Hino don't have S intercept, right?
Oh yeah, sorry. Possible interception.
ここで一人一人の力を出し切るんだ
Here comes Santana.
What?
The useless intercept took the ball.
And
It's quite a
and it's a
Mm,
full stamina
Oh.
Santana somewhere.
来い負けるか
Oh,
よし来い
oops.
you can't do anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't even want to. Damn it.
You need to
Only
surrender
pass.
the ball back.
Only quite pass the ball. Yeah, oh, Rainbow Creek.
Rainbow Creek.
There you go.
Lucky
There you
pass.
go, Napoleon. Take it.
Oh,
A intercept. A intercept got it, man. S intercept. Interesting.
It's a wacky game. Oh, this is your
Okay,
ball
I-
for sure,
イタリア自己
100%.
is over.
ディフェンスを見せてやるぜ
So I want to showcase Napoleon, but showcase Pierre's interception instead.
No,
And
that's the end of the
fast
game.
game.
That was a really fast game.
ありがとう
サッカーは紳士のスポーツだ
Alright, before we end the stream, right, there's a discussion going on that who is a better enabler. So Fago's name was mentioned. So what do you think about Fago? So we
I
have
like Fago a lot.
You like Fago a lot. So do you think that he's up there with Grandiose, Raphael, and Tsubasa? Tsubasa, okay, let's not even
Not
bring
Tsubasa lah.
Yeah, let's not even talk about Mr. Chancemaker. So up there with Raphael and Grandiose.
You are talking about purely enabling,
If
or as a multi like in defense and attack.
okay, if I were to say that it is enabler, just enable, just dribble, pass.
Then I would rate him just below Raphael,
So it's above
better than
Grandiose.
Grandiose.
I see, I see.
But if you see them as a whole package, Grandiose is,
Much better, right?
I would rate Grandiose very high as well.
Alright, so this.
Because sorry.
Yes.
Can I add on?
Sure, of course. We are not
Thank
in a
you.
hurry or something.
So, Fago is very strong, but he will drop off as his stamina gets lower. So like the longer you play, you will start to be less relevant. That's one bad thing about him. That's all.
Okay. Right, so that's. I hope you guys heard what Kozo said about Fago. It's best to hear from him because he's a Fago user. So anyways, thank you guys so much for joining our stream this week. We are actually not too sure how you guys like the new format. Like, I'm not sure, so yeah, then yeah, so yeah, right. So we do find it quite boring if we do the same thing over and over again. So we may switch up. Like for example, if there's a big banner coming, we might do some gacha as well. So most of the time we are not going to do gachas anymore because it's very expensive. Yeah. Yep. Right. So anyways, thank you guys once again. Okay. Bye bye.